Hi everyone, welcome to Chapter 3 of Honors Chemistry. Chapter 3 involves matter and energy, so let's get started. First, we focus on the definition of matter, which is anything that has mass and takes up space. So it's basically the materials that make up the universe. Okay, and matter can be classified into three different states, and I think you're probably familiar with these states of matter. Okay, the first is solid, and we explain solids by having a definite shape and volume. And if you look at my pictures, these are pretty obvious examples. You have diamonds, the hardest substance on the planet. You have potato chips, and you have a block of iron. So we can definitely see their shape and volume, very fixed. Liquids will take the shape of their container. So they have a definite volume that you can measure, but their shape is based on whatever container you put them in. So here you have blood, and that's usually flowing in the human body. Here you have water, which is either flowing through pipes or it's in the oceans. And then here you have gasoline, which is usually in the pumps and then put into the car tank. Gases have no definite shape or volume. So you can see examples here of oxygen, helium, air. If you want to deal with a gas in the lab, you generally have to trap them in order to work with them. And even you can see these helium tanks, the helium has to be compressed and put into those tanks in order to be utilized. All right, the properties of matter are basically characteristics of matter. So we have three types of matter, the solid, liquid, and gas. And now you have their properties. So it's things that describe the matter. We have two different ways to describe matter. We have physical characteristics, odor, color, type of state, solid, liquid, gas, as well as things like volume, density, boiling point, and melting point. Now you have to remember that these are all characteristics that describe without changing it into a new substance. And I specifically picked these two examples. You can see water is boiling in the left-hand picture. Now this is liquid water, you can see it, now you can see the bubbles, and it's eventually turning into a gas or vapor. But whether water is in a liquid form or its gas form, it is still water. So boiling it does not change it physically, it just changes the state. On the right-hand picture, you have butter that is melting. So unless you burn it, which is a different characteristic, the fact that you are just changing the butter from a solid state to a liquid state is simply a physical characteristic. So neither one of these shows evidence that something has changed into something new. Chemical, on the other hand, will create a new substance. So things like burning wood, anything that has to do with fire, you're not going to get back the original substance once you burn it. The rusting of steel on cars is what you see in the left-hand picture. You can see this orangish color, and that will not go back to the nice shiny metal from which that came from. When food is digested in the stomach, the food does not go back to the way it was before you put it into your mouth. That's impossible. It actually comes out a different form from the body. Grass growing in the lawns, grass is a living organism, so that process is showing a lot of chemical changes in the grass itself, so that is a chemical change. You do get something new. Okay, and here are my two pictures to help back that up. All right, so what do you think? I have four examples here, and you can pause this and then take a guess, or you can just listen to me go through the answers here. But I have four circumstances, and I'm asking you, are these physical or chemical properties? So the water boiling at 100 degrees Celsius, it doesn't matter what temperature something is boiling at, the fact that you're boiling it does not change it into something new. So water boiling is physical. Diamonds being the hardest substance on Earth, okay, that's just describing what they are. You're not changing the diamonds into anything. Again, physical. Sugar fermenting to form alcohol. So now the sugar is turning into something different. It's turning into alcohol. That is chemical. Metal wire conducting electricity. Now it seems like this is a chemical property because you have something new being produced, but really you just have a transfer of those electrons from the metal. So that is still physical.